Hello, my name is Karina and this is my perfume map. Today I was going to talk about some incense fragrances. I've been sort of teasing the idea for a while, but I couldn't really decide exactly how I wanted to do it. I mean, incense seems very broad to me when you see like a fragrance breakdown on Fragrantica or something and it has an incense note. All that I really think when I see that is that there's maybe like a smoky quality, maybe a smoky spicy quality. So what I decided to do was look at my own incense collection and kind of compare some fragrances to the different types of incense I have. I do have like a pretty decent incense collection and I'm just an enthusiast. I'm not like an expert on incense or anything. I don't have like a, specific uses tied to specific types of incense. The only thing that I can tell you about incense and the way I use it is I only burn incense, that has like an obvious smokiness during seasons when I can open the windows. I don't like to sit in smoke or see smoke gathering at the ceiling, or you know what I mean. I'm not like a person who like enjoys that. I like to have a breeze going through the house, and I think that's the way it smells the best. I do have a couple of incense options here though that aren't very smoky that I do use in the winter, but mostly in the winter if I want a home fragrance, I'll use like a wax smell or a candle or something like that. Or I'll just spray my perfumes. Anyway, okay, the first one that I'll show you is, I think smells like this incense here. This is like an incense, like a Bhutanese. It's, oh shoot, I forgot my glasses. So it's from Bhutan, and this is called Guru incense. And this type of incense, it looks like this. So there's no stick. It's just like an extruded or maybe rolled. I'm not sure exactly how they make it, but there's some sort of wood in there, like a sawdust type of wood, but then it's got like real spices in it and stuff. So you can see here it has cardamom, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg. I don't know what that is. Saffron, just all kinds of stuff, right? And when I burn this is probably one of my favorite types. It is really smoky, but it smells like it's supposed to be smoky. It just smells like you're burning something that smells really good when it's burning. It's not like a fantasy fragrance. It just smells like good burning incense. And the fragrance that I have actually that I think smells a lot like this is Oscar de la Renta. And this is pretty new to my collection, but it has a lot of clove in it. Oscar de la Renta has cloves, myrrh, sandalwood, lavender, amber, opopanax, vetiver, musk, and patchouli. So all of those things smell like incense, and some of those ingredients match up with that Guru incense. It's really nice. It's not too sweet, and it definitely has an incense vibe. And I think sometimes if you're afraid of wearing a vintage fragrance like this in this vintage style, if you can think of incense, it's a lot easier to like fit into a modern perfume wardrobe, because I don't go to the cool area of my city that often, but when I do, I can tell you the ladies are definitely wearing incense smelling perfumes. Like that's definitely a trend in the hip part of my city at least. And I think like these fragrances are sometimes a better buy than buying like a small indie incense fragrance from like Solstice Scents or Black Phoenix Alchemy Lab. I like both of those companies, but they're kind of like tricky to order from. It takes a long time. I mean, this you can get on eBay, maybe even Amazon. The next one I wanted to show you is Opium. So I decided to show you like this modern bottle of Opium. I prefer the vintage ones. I think most people who are into Opium do, but this smells like the vintage bottles. It does. It smells like the same fragrance. I think anybody who knows Opium would smell this and be like, that's Opium. What's different about this is it's somehow less, like there is like a stickiness and a resinous, like feel to the way vintage Opium smells. Like it's almost like tactile, like in your brain. And this just doesn't have that. This is less, you get less of like a vision of like this sappy tree in this kind of mythical forest. This still smells really good though. And this one you can find used a lot because I think people try it out and they're not into it. But if this has citrus, myrrh, amber, patchouli, carnation, vanilla. I think that myrrh and carnation really give me incense notes. But if you want a cheaper alternative, there's always Cafe or Cafe by Coffin Lux. This is under $10. The next one I want to show you, this is my favorite incense perfume of everything I have, like indie or mainstream or whatever. I'm not showing you any indie ones today because I just feel like that this could get like way too long, and it just seems from like my views like I don't think people are that interested in those. So this is Ciara by Revlon. It's still like under $15. This is a really, really good Nag Champa fragrance. This smells like a spicy, powdery baby powder. Yeah, like a spiced baby powder. So I was learning a little bit about Nag Champa, and Nag Champa is basically sandalwood and champaca, but I learned that champaca is a magnolia. So it's like sandalwood and magnolia. Now, interestingly enough, I don't think that Ciara has either sandalwood or magnolia, but it does have like rosewood, has some cedar. It does have an incense note. It has myrrh, raspberry, and vanilla. And this smells so good to me. Like, you can completely ignore the bottle and just imagine like a really cool kind of almost like just a festival. It's just really, really nice. It really has like this baby powder floral spiciness, a little bit fruity. It smells just like Nag Champa to me. In fact, I've never smelled anything as good as this because I've ordered like Nag Champa wax melts and stuff before, and they always are so gross. Like, there's something about it, like you have to burn it, you know, for Nag Champa to smell right. Like a melting wax, it kind of just smells like a soggy baby powder, just really cloying and weird. But this doesn't smell like that at all. It just smells like really good Nag Champa. The next one that I have is, let's see, Shalimar. So Shalimar, people talk about the incense note in this. I keep trying to pull that off. Shalimar, this reminds me of this kind of incense. This is called Dupe. This is Lakshmi Dupe. And if you look at reviews of this kind of incense, there's some strong opinions on it. So this comes in it's like a Play-Doh-like paste almost rolled up, and then you pinch it off and you form it into a cone and burn it. I have a really hard time keeping this lit, so if you have any tips, let me know. But it does have, like, a lot of people will say like a burning tires, a burning tar smell. And that's what people will say about Shalimar, right? People say that about Shalimar all the time. And I like that smell. I think it's nice. It's very like lemony. And yeah, there is something like kind of a burning rubber smell, but not like it is in modern perfumes. It doesn't smell like that modern weird vetiver woody note that is just kind of stomach turning. If you don't want to buy Shalimar, Emerald is a super affordable alternative. It's a little more lime than lemon, but the incense note is even stronger, and it's definitely like a dupe style incense. The next thing I have to show you is Bill Blass Hot. I just talked about this. This is this has carnation, honey, bay leaf, rose, oak moss, amber, and incense note, patchouli, sandalwood, cedar, vanilla, musk. I get a lot of bay leaf in this. You can smell that right away, and the carnation. And then I get citrus in here, which I don't know if it's listed in the notes or not. This is so good. And this to me smells like this Bakur that you can buy on Amazon. And I don't have any left, but I have the little burner that it came with. So you put just a tea light in here, and then there was like a brick that you'd set on here. So it's not actually burning, which is really nice. It's just kind of like cooking. And there's a little bit of smoke, but it's more like a steam. I was gonna show you. So the ones I like look like this, these little bricks. And you just pop them out and you put them on the burner, see, like that. And I got this on Amazon. But anyway, it's like a very kind of sort of an oudy, citrusy. It smells really good. And my husband's not like wild about my incense habit, but when I burn this one, he always says, oh, that's like a very enchanting smell. Like, what is that? It doesn't smell like your typical stick incense, and it's not smoky. But I think Bill Blass Hot reminds me of that. So if you know those kind of incenses, you might really like this one. And the next one I have, and it isn't quite my last one, but Chanel No. 5. So Chanel No. 5, people say it's like powder, it's soap, it's this, it's that. What I smell in Chanel No. 5 is like the greatest vanilla incense of all time. I think this smells so classy, so feminine. It's, I don't know, it's appropriate for every occasion. It does have sandalwood. It has aldehydes, it has white florals, it has vanilla. But the kind of incense that I think of when I think of Chanel No. 5 is more like these Japanese style incense. These are like extruded, meaning like they kind of mix everything up and then press it out into these sticks, these powdery sticks, and there's no like stick of incense in there. And these ones you can burn in the winter, I think, because they're not very smoky, because there's not like a wooden stick. It's just like a powdery incense. This one's sandalwood. This one's really good. This brand is really good. I think, is this Nippon Kodo? What is this? Yeah, Nippon Kodo. I think Nippon means Japan. I'll show you. But this is a little more expensive when it comes to incense. This is like maybe $15 for this, whereas a lot of these are like $1 or $2. You see that? So yeah, that's really good. And then the last one I have is Dark Kiss by Bath and Body Works. A lot of people know this one. Black raspberry, burgundy rose, bergamot incense, dark vanilla bean, and plum musk. Really nice. It's compared to Midnight Fantasy, but that incense note is what sets it apart, I think. Nice and sweet, a good incense. And this might remind me more of this kind of incense. This is from Wildberry. Wildberry is an incense company out of Ohio. And it's more of like, I don't want to say a novelty incense, but like you can go on their website and they have like probably 100 different types of incense. And these are called punks. So basically it's like a stick that has like some kind of adhesive and like sawdust. And then they dip these in like a fragrance oil. So, you know, some people who are really into incense are kind of biased against these types. I think Wildberry does a really good job. Some of my favorite incenses I have purchased from Wildberry. I think they do this dipped style really, really well. They also have some really rank ones that I don't like. This one right here is called Fantasia, and it's like a cinnamon marshmallow fragrance. It's really nice. Again, it's pretty smoky, so I don't burn these unless I can have windows open in the house. But there's a couple by Wildberry that like I think are really worth checking out if you want to. One is Rugged Leather and one is Voodoo. Those two like I buy over and over. I've bought them multiple times, and they're like they're pretty cheap. It's like $3 for 15 sticks or something like that. So let me see. Oh, okay. So we'll just go over. Like, I think that this one and Opium, it'd be this type of incense. This is Hem. This company also puts their incense on punks, and they are dipped in a fragrance oil, but they do charcoal punks. You see this? And this incense, by the way, is really good. this Precious Musk. I recommend this one. This is another one that like my husband one time sent me a text in the morning. He was like, the kitchen smells so good. And I had burned this like the night before. So he got up for work, and while he was in the kitchen, he thought it smelled so good in there that like he texted me about it, and this is what it was. And he doesn't really like incense. Like he's reminded me a few times that like he kind of tolerates my incense thing. But I try to be, you know, I know not everybody loves incense. I try to be thoughtful about it. And I think that's everything I wanted to show. I hope that you have enjoyed this. If you have incense recommendations or fragrances that smell like incense, go ahead and put them in the comments. I love to learn about new fragrances. And also, if you have any thoughts on incense, any kind of incense education, go ahead and, you know, leave me a note in the comment. I just love to learn stuff, and that's about it. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.